start. Who is here for the first time? Wonderful, wonderful. We always have about 1/3 of the crowd who is here for the first time, and that's why we start like a quarter of an hour, earlier than 7 o'clock to allow you to hear what we are doing and why we are here. So basically the main reason why we are here is to answer a few questions. And main questions were all about data science. Where can I learn data science? Where can I find an easy data set? Where can I meet people who are in the same process as I am, starting a MOOC, having questions? Wouldn't it be easier to have those people coming together? Where do they come together? Where can I join that team? Why is it useful? Where is the business? Where are the business cases? Who are the companies recruiting data scientists? How do I present myself towards those companies? You know, a lot of questions. And to answer those questions, we decided already in March 2014, so we need our second birthday soon. We decided to create a community that we called the Brussels Data Science Community. That community was based around a few basic principles. It had to be an open community, meaning that everybody can have the stand, everybody can come and ask questions to the public when we meet. It's open, meaning it's open source software, but it's also commercial software. It's people from the academic world, but it's also business people, it's startups, it's smaller companies, people who don't know anything about it, people who know too much about it. It's completely open. And we try in our meetups to have a little bit of everything. So we always try to have an introduction to a specific technology in our meetups so that people who are not technical can learn some technicalities, but we also have a more business case related. But in general, you could say that the Brussels Data Science Community is a more business case related community. We are a community of nerds, but focused on the business issues. Yeah. So that's quite important. It's not that we want to have a special set of Hadoop experts who will develop something special and even deeper than no, that's not the idea. The idea is, why is it useful? How can data science be used? Where is the business case? Where is the value, basically? That's a generic question that we want to answer. Yeah. So that's the way you see business. It's about learning and sharing, meaning that it's a give and take or a give and give. The idea is everybody in the room has something to give, be it experience in a certain business area or very technical, and the idea is to share that. Yeah, we want to have people who share their knowledge, and it's a non-commercial. I didn't write it down. It's completely non-commercial, meaning the idea is not to make money here, but it's to gain knowledge. Yeah. And you gain knowledge by sharing with your peers, by sharing your experience, and we try to facilitate that. So basically the Brussels Data Science Community is a facilitator, helping you to gain that knowledge. Yeah? And one of the most motivating things to do an exercise on is to do an exercise for good, like the data for good activities we are doing, data kind related activities we are doing, the activities for a good purpose, working for an NGO, helping Doctors Without Borders like we did last year, or helping the Red Cross like we will do next quarter. That's the idea. If you have to do an exercise, you might as well do that exercise for something good. That's the basic idea. And it's much better to use your real value, your brains, to help an NGO than to go to the NGO and paint a wall or serve beers, because I mean, if you can help them with their data science topics, that value is so much higher than somebody pouring the beer. I'll pour out the beer. I mean, that's my added value. But so that's why we create. These were our basic principles, and we were with 5 people in when we start. No, the first meetup we had where we defined those basic principles. We were 23 present, and there were 5 people who took the responsibility to carry this community. Sam is there who was there on the beginning. Edward was there on the first meeting. Mathieu was very soon afterwards, came soon afterwards. So these are all people who are very, Chris was on, he has been our technical guru for years. That's how we did it, and we grew well at a very good pace. We are now 1,500 members, and if you even look at our LinkedIn group members, you see that we are above 1,300. Yeah. So how do we communicate basically? How do we do that? We have probably the most horrible website in the world, but I mean, if you start with something, you might as well keep it running. And on this website, you see a few tabs, and one of the tabs now, it's our calendar. Again, the most horrible way to represent activities, but it's sequential, which is good. You can't sort on it, you just, but the idea is to see what activities there are. It allows you that if you have an idea, if you want to present or if you want to share something, you just look at the agenda and say, oh, there is a free day there, and I will come and I will present my, like Chris did, about something about Spark, or like other people did, It's just to see when there is some free space, and then you just take the space, you own the space. So this date is mine. I'm going to come there, and then we will make sure that it's facilitated and that it's taken care of. Yeah? So that's the agenda. The other thing is, we have something now. We did that in Barcelona kind of last year, where we went to the Hadoop Summit, and all the Belgians gathered, and then we had the Belgian evening there. We now want to do that at a regular pace. At each big event, we want to have where there is a Hadoop Summit, be it from Hortonworks in Dublin soon, or be it from O'Reilly and Strata in San Jose. We want to make sure that there is a place for you to stay, like I don't know how we will call that house, but we will rent out an apartment or a house where you can, with your come and sleep if you need it, and also a place where you can gather and some maybe. The idea is also to for this event, the Strata, it's 2 days, so we want to go there on Wednesday and Thursday, and we want to arrive 3 days earlier and visit a few startups over there, and visit the Yahoos and visit the Googles and get the goodie bags and all the stuff. So that's what we want to do. To do that, we have created, our marketing person created a logo of the team who is going to represent us in California on our motorbikes, and so we created a tattoo. So people who want to join us will have to have this tattoo, and it will be the tattoo of Sons of Analytics that we'll carry proudly on our back. Yeah, and then we do the Hadoop. Interesting for you is that we agreed with Strata, for example, a discount code where you get 20% discount, but that basically you can get. If you look up for it, you can find it easily, that 20% discount. But the interesting thing for you to book on that discount code is that you allow us to have free tickets. So for each 3 people who book and use our discount code, it allows us to have 1 free ticket. And that free ticket we then share with the most active volunteers of our community, and it allows us to take them with us to such an event. Last year when we went to the Hadoop Summit in London, we took 4 people for free to attend that event. They didn't pay for lodging, they didn't pay for food, they didn't pay for entry ticket. They were all taken care of, and that's thanks to you booking those events using our discount code. Otherwise, you won't be able to do that. And we'll continue doing that. We will have more and more volunteers working for us. We will have more and more trainees working for us, and if you as a company use that discount code, we can take this trainee for once with us to California, or we can take this volunteer with us to California. Yeah? Next thing is the video channel. You know how boring it is when somebody is on the explaining on the video channel that you have to subscribe here and make comments down there and all the stuff. But it is important because if you make a comment on one of our videos, for one or the other reason, the visibility becomes enormous. And it's really exponential on the way that, by just liking it or subscribing it, it makes a huge difference on the number of times the video is being looked at. Yeah. For the moment, we have like 130 people who have subscribed to this video channel. As soon as we need to reach 500, because then we can give it a special name or a real name. Now it's something scrambled. You don't see it, but it's scrambled code. But above 500, you have your own name, and then we can own that name and then and share additional information. All these videos that you see there are videos taken during meetups or taken during hands-on sessions that we are doing at the hub. So it's all about sharing knowledge again, yeah, you can really support us by just subscribing and making comments. The Data Innovation Summit is taking place this year on the 23rd of February. Yeah, it's on a Wednesday because on the Thursday Thomas More is doing a big data event. Yeah, March, 23rd of March. Thank you, Sam. And we do it on a Wednesday instead this year. The idea is that everybody can go and attend that event for a ridiculous amount, ridiculously low amount. Yeah? But how we do it is that we have defined a price for the event because it has a value, and we have defined an amount of money you get back if you fill in the survey. So by filling in the survey, you get 100 euros back. So basically, if you do everything right, and if you do it now, because there is some, the early birds tickets have an end date, then you can already get a ticket for 13 euros. Yeah, and we need that because we don't want to have. We need the people to show up at our event because the room is only 300 people. And we don't want the people to register and don't show up. Yeah. So, who was there at the Data Innovation Summit last year? Yeah. Okay. So, if you have comments on that, and if you want or advice on how we can do it better, we are still in the process of getting it organized. So you can still have input on how to do it. Yeah. One thing for sure is we will have less presentations. Last year, for those who were not there, we did 68 presentations sequentially in one day. So that was a bit much, but everybody was happy in the end, certainly when it ended. This year we will keep it a bit shorter, yeah? And there will be a few surprises. One thing we are working on, thanks to Veronique's influence and Nele's influence and so on, we would like all the presenters to be to be from the female gender this time. So we would have the panel and our presenter will be women. Instead of having all the panels like all the time only men. So it will be, but we will not market it as an only women event. It will be, people would just realize suddenly that that there are only women speaking and it's interesting. I hope. Sorry, I won't say that. I'm sure, and that yeah, which is normal. I mean, why wouldn't it be? So that's the challenge. So if you know people who are, we are thinking like last year at our event we had Michel Blondel, director of the Université Catholique de Louvain. This year, we would very much like to have Anne van der Poel, director of Rijksuniversiteit Gent. And there are some people that we have targeted already. So we are on a process, putting these people in. There is a nice CEO at Proximus that we might want to have. There is an ex-CEO from Electrabel that we are moving forward. We're trying to get hold of. So if your mother is the CEO of an important company, just call me. So that's this, and you are more than welcome there. And then we have a few coming activities which I really would like to introduce to you and try to convince you to attend. As you know, one of our main activities is to offer our community members the possibility to have hands-on sessions. And the most challenging hands-on session is to do a hackathon. And one of the hackathons we are doing for the moment, or we are preparing, are there on the board? We are doing one with the French-speaking Belgian public network, so the radio and television of the French-speaking part. Interesting of that hackathon, it will be about building a recommendation engine. It will be working together with three main French-speaking universities of Belgium, which is interesting. And even more, we are also working on the possibility. We will do it in the cloud, and we will do it on an Amazon Web Service environment. There will be a training on Amazon Web Service, and people who go through the hackathon and follow the certification classes will then have the possibility to do a test and to be certified at the end of the hackathon. So that's the interesting part. So the interesting part is the topic, building a recommendation engine, but not purely a Netflix kind of recommendation engine, because there is a public television mission. So definitely you will have Queen Elizabeth concert as one of your recommendation, or the Sunday Mass you will have as a recommendation, because it's their public mission. But you will also have the opportunity to be certified on Amazon Web Services. The other one we are doing for bank, it will be about, I made another typo there. It's about text mining, and natural language processing. It's about recognizing different areas of a text and being able to categorize prospectuses, which are important. So that will take place, and it will be a sprint. That one will be a sprint. So we start on a Friday at lunchtime, and we end on Saturday midnight. So it be a bit more than 24-hour sprint on trying to, and the data will be available beforehand, so that you can have a look at the data and also prepare your strategy on how you will work on it. So that's quite important. Yeah. There's also a hackathon we are preparing for Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble gave us the access to 800 terabyte of data of one of their factories in London. Worked like a madman to reduce that data set to something which was easier to manage. And it will be about, there will be, let's say, two main challenges. One challenge will be about trying to find a way to optimize that process. So it's all sensor-driven data, so how can we optimize that process? And the other one is how can we build a very nice and sexy dashboard? Yeah. And then there'll be a third prize for creativity sake, but that will not be a main prize. And then towards the end of the year, after the summer, we will have the Red Cross event. Good. So if you want more information, you will have a copy of this presentation. It will be shared on LinkedIn, and I've made those links clickable so that you can find back the information that I've just mentioned. And let's now go and move on to the real thing. The real thing about today, it's about how can data science help fight earth warming. It was a challenge that Proximus threw out us our head, saying, well, why don't you do something about that? So let's try this. Let's try today to work together on finding ways how we as data scientists can do something. And let's try to agree before the end of the evening to do something about it. Let's not be passive about it. Let's agree maybe to do a hackathon in the fourth quarter or something like that, or anything else. Yeah, as long as we have the feeling that we are doing something about it.
Hey, I hope you liked this presentation. This presentation was held in the Brussels Data Science Community Meetup. If you want to know more of when these meetups are taking place, just check the link below. Bye-bye.